I'm Mark Jolly. I'm a psychic, a modern-day oracle.
You have a question you'd like to start with?
Although I've been blind since birth, I have the ability to see things that others cannot. When I touch somebody's hand, I get flashes of their past, present, and future. I've teamed up with one of North America's most talented mediums.
I'm Laura Warren. I've been communicating with spirits since I was a child. As a professional psychic medium, I act as a conduit between the living and the dead.
Laura and I are on the road, putting our psychic skills to the test, investigating paranormal mysteries in some of the oldest places in North America. While we tap into our psychic ability to solve the case, outside experts use logic and science in effort to debunk the supernatural.
It's a dead zone.
I did not find anything that could be interpreted as ghosts.
In the end, it's up to you to decide, is this place haunted or not? Sightseeing.
We've arrived in Hansport, and we're here to investigate another haunting.
That's what we do. I'm really excited to get here.
So the town of Hansport, it's been settled for quite some time.
I understand also that this house that we're going to is 175 years old.
Yeah, it sounds like they've had a lot of really strange things happening.
My name is Jane Kerr. I live in Hansport, Nova Scotia. We bought this house about 15 years ago, and I live here with my husband and our 3 kids. Some of the things we experience here are someone going up and down the steps. I'll see something kind of go past the corner of my eye and turn to look, and of course there's nothing there. We've had TVs come on with no one in the room. We've had radios change stations.
My name is Stan Kerr. I'm Jane's father-in-law. I was alone, and something felt like it was walking behind me and come up around my back, kind of, and it's like a blanket behind me, feel pressure, like. I turned around, there's nothing there, and I was spooked pretty good by then.
Before we bought this house, we had no idea. There was no rumors of it being haunted or anything like that. I had heard that it was a manse to one of the churches in town.
The older people refer to this as the Phillips house. He was the pastor at the Baptist church, and his family lived here. And the family that moved here after them were Metzlers, 2 sisters and a brother. Just stuck to themselves, I thought. No kids ever went over there, or anybody really that I could tell.
There is something going on here, and there is a spirit, or there's some energy here. I think having the psychic and the medium come in will just be validation that we're not losing it. Hi, how are you?
I'm Mark.
I'm Jane.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Nice to meet you.
We understand there's been some unusual occurrences going on around here.
Yeah, a little bit. Come on in. I'll tell you all about it. A little history on the house. It's about 170, 175 years old. And I remember just driving by and just being like in love with it. It had these big trees and this big yard, and it just had so much character. I just drooled over it, but it was way out of our price point. And then it started coming down and coming down and coming down. And I think the guy just needed to get rid of it. And so we bought it. So if you just want to follow me through here, I'll take you to the first location of events, I guess, is on the steps here. Quite often, we hear someone coming up the steps, and when you go to look to see who it was, there's no one there.
When you say pretty frequently, as in like daily, monthly?
Like a couple times a week, probably. This used to be where we would do timeouts for the kids when they would act up. And the usual timeouts place was the step. And that was all right. My 2 older ones, I mean, nobody liked being put in timeout, but my youngest one was adamant that she could not do that here. My youngest was terrified. If she had a timeout and I thought about putting her on the bottom step, it would just escalate the situation like crazy. So we had her timeout space was in the kitchen where she could see us, because she couldn't sit in that stairway by herself.
Yeah, usually younger kids, they do feel a lot of spirit activity, so maybe she's just feeling like this is not a good place to sit because there's spirit walking by.
So you're saying that there's other spots that there was some activity?
My room.
Ah,
Come
all
on
right.
up, I'll show you. The other place where some things have happened is in this room. When we were repainting this room, the person we had come and help, he was up here painting and had the radio on. He'd be up on the ladder and the radio would switch. And then it switched again.
So are you saying that the radio fades in and out, or the dial actually moved?
The dial actually moves, like the needle actually moved down the line.
In this house in particular, I just get the feeling like if you're going to change anything, you might run into some issues.
It's almost like you feel like you're jinxed sometimes every time you start a project, that something is going to go wrong.
Is there any other rooms that you need to show us?
Yeah, sure, follow me. In here in the TV room, we've had incidences of the TV turning on by itself. And I'd hear the TV come on. And I'd think, like, I didn't leave the TV on. I'm sure I would have heard it. Being the only person in the house, you hear every noise. But, and it would always be like Mass for shut-ins or some church channel. I was just thinking, oh, well, maybe I had left the TV on, so I turned it off. And then, like, the next week, it happened again. And it was the same channel on the same religious, service thing. And I was just like out loud in here to myself, like, all right, I will go to church. I don't usually go to church. So I called my husband's grandmother and just asked if I could just tag along with her to the church down the road. And then after I'd gone to the church, it stopped happening. Right.
I guess you answered somebody's prayers.
I guess, I don't know. I had heard the house is the home of the minister or pastor of a church. They would have canceled people here. They might have had services here or the wake maybe to a funeral or something. I'm not entirely sure. We've also had, in my son's room, doors opening by themselves, which he kind of was pretty uncomfortable with. He didn't like that. The door had opened that would lead up to the attic, and he got up and shut the door, and he shut it tight, thinking that maybe it was a draft that had blown it open. And then when he had sat back down to his video games, it opened up again. So he came downstairs and was like, Mom, the ghosts are walking through my room again. So I just went up and kind of to humor him, I'm like, okay, it's a private room. Take the kitchen entrance if you don't mind. This is his space. And when we came downstairs, the kitchen door was open. And it's one of those old-fashioned latch, so you'd have to pick it up for it to open.
And the fact that it's happening to more than one person, that's what interests me, because that to me is like a true haunting when it's happening to multiple people in the home.
Laura and I are investigating paranormal activity at a Victorian house in Hansport, Nova Scotia. For clues on who or what is wreaking havoc here, I need to do a reading with a homeowner. When I perform psychic readings, I'm more excited about what I'm doing for that person and how I'm able to provide the answers that they've been looking for, often for a lifetime. So Jane, here we are.
Here we are.
Been very interested to see what your hands have to show me.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm seeing is past lives lived in this house. And I see a person, they're looking out the window, all right, and they're like looking past a coffin. But 100 years ago, they had the funerals right in the living room. And again, it is the sorrow from the female that I see, okay? I'm seeing 3 generations suffering. And in 1955, everything turned around. And it just sort of like the light shone down on them. Something happened that lifted the heavy energy from the house.
Do you know who's going up and down the steps?
It's interesting what's come along here, because what I'm seeing is a footstep, and then I'm seeing, remember the pegs that people used to wear like pirates? If they lost a leg, it would be like a peg. Those stairs became a barrier to somebody in life, okay?
There used to be an elevator.
Oh, okay, that absolutely makes sense, because
Yeah.
I'm seeing that, somebody who couldn't get up there.
You can see where the molding's been cut out, where the elevator was put in.
That makes so much sense
Yeah.
to me, because that's what I'm saying, is something happened to somebody and there was a reason why you had to, that's who it is.
Okay.
I've teamed back up with Laura for further investigation.
Okay, Okay, so we're in the TV room, and this is the room that Jane's reported that the TV is switching on by itself to a religious type program.
Do you get any feeling when you come in here?
So there is a strong feeling in this room of, I can see a coffin. So somebody laid out in this room for visitation or a wake.
You know, 100 years ago, that's what they did. They had the wake right in the living room.
That feeling is this was the room. There is a feeling here in this house of it's kind of steeped in some kind of religious practice. So again, it's another thing I haven't connected all the dots yet, but that's sort of the general feeling. There's more to it than just a religious family living here.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
So here we are in the bedroom. This is where a lot of that oppressive feeling is.
I felt that as soon as I came into this room, it felt like the walls were closing in for some reason.
Yeah, it feels like tight in here, like I can't move around very much. And it's not because of the size of the room. There is a female energy that I've picked up on that is very stern. And she stands by the doors like with her arms crossed, as if to say like, you can't come in here, or you're not supposed to be in here. I'm gonna have to visit some of the other rooms because I feel like this is only part of what I'm supposed to know and pick up on. So as I was doing my walk around, I felt really drawn to come up to the attic. And I feel like the lady, the spirit that's been trying to communicate with me, this would have been her bedroom. And that's why there's so much energy here that she actually stayed in this area. So it just felt like the best place to connect with her. I'm just lighting candles and some sage as a blessing and an offering back to spirit and to cleanse the energy in the room. Every time I connect with the energy of this house, I get a terrible headache. And someone is too close to me in spirit, so I've asked them to back up a little bit. There's a woman. She has a black coat on. I can see the top half of her. A white shirt buttoned to the top. A bow tie, but in a feminine fashion. And she stands in front of me with her arms crossed across her chest. She's in charge. I see her telling people what to do. She's very religious. She says there's no crosses in this house. There should be crosses above the doorways. She's very stern and scheduled. She needs to have things happen at the same time every day. Breakfast is offered no later than 8 a.m. She gets agitated because she doesn't understand this family. She doesn't understand modern families, modern time, and she calls the family lazy. I'm explaining to her she's in the wrong time period. This isn't a farm anymore. I'm explaining to her if she can't be living with this family harmoniously, she can no longer stay here. And she can't be bothering the kids or scaring anybody or making anybody feel uncomfortable. This is their physical space, and she's no longer in the physical. I think she's beginning to understand. She's willing to work with the family. She doesn't want to give up her house. Which is okay, as long as the family is safe here.
As Laura and I scour every inch of this heritage home in search of spirit entities, another investigator arrives.
I'm Daryl Walsh. I'm a paranormal analyst. Most hauntings, it's a combination of many things. This case seems to be focused on the electronics. What's going on with these electronics that are turning themselves on and off or changing channels by themselves and things like that. Oh, here we have the TV room with the famous one that goes on and off. Let's just check out the electrical fields. With the TV, it was very simple. There was a frayed wire leading down from the stereo. It just was a short. That simple as that. It went on and went off. It's a wonder it hasn't happened a lot. This house, maybe unassuming from the outside, is quite grand in the inside. With creaky stairs, the stairs are old. So barometric pressure changes or moisture changes or just the fact heating and cooling of the house could make these stairs sound like somebody's walking up them, especially with a little imagination. The story with this radio was that a worker reported to the homeowner the dial was moving the needle and it was changing station to station. Now, I'm just kind of wondering if perhaps the workman was playing a little joke maybe on the homeowner. I'm mystified with this one. I just can't see how short of human intervention that could have happened. So I looked into everything that's supposed to be happening here. There was nothing here that I couldn't explain. On a scale of 1 to 10, I have to give it actually a 0. It's just not haunted. There's nothing supernatural here. There's just an old house doing what old houses do. Everything can be explained.
As one expert heads off, another joins the investigation.
My name is Rick Sr., and I'm a professional home inspector. Today I'm here in Hansport, Nova Scotia. I'm here to inspect this 180-year-old home to investigate some of the odd happenings. There have been talk of TV and radios that are coming on all by herself. So here's the old fuse panel. This could be a loose fuse, but that would really be a reach. As far as the door to the kitchen, opening all by itself, the door appears to be fairly level. It's not swinging wide open by itself. The latch is very tight, and it is actually fairly difficult to open manually. Why it's opening on its own, I have no idea. The door going to the second floor, opening all by itself, does not latch properly, and the slightest bit of movement can make it open all by itself. So here we are on the 3rd floor of the building. You see there's an open window here. This may have a direct result on why the doors appear to be opening and closing on their own. Get a windy day, the wind blows through the building, and the doors are gonna move. I really can't see any unusual things that are happening here. I don't see any reason to believe that this house is haunted.
So Jane, I'd like to thank you once again for inviting Laura and I to come and conduct our investigation. If you're going to live in a house that's been around for 175 years, yeah, there's probably going to be some ghosts that it comes with.
As I was doing my walkthrough, I was very drawn to your attic.
It's the one place I like to avoid, but go on.
Once I was there, I did see why you like to avoid it. The energy is pretty strong, and I think it's because it was the bedroom of the lady that I connected with here. The first day I was here, she showed me an image of what she looked like. She had a black jacket or something over the white shirt and also a black bow tie. And she was standing there with her arms crossed across her chest with a stern look on her face. Like, what are you doing here? Why are you here?
I didn't bring it up earlier because I kind of felt like I was crazy and I didn't want to embarrass myself, but I'm pretty sure I have seen her. Okay. And I was just wondering if she knows that I have seen her.
Well, I know she's aware of you. The mass for shut-ins coming on the television and all that feeling, that the desire you had, like, maybe I should go to church. Like, I feel like that was really her trying to push, the values, like trying to bring out those religious values again within your household. And I explained to her that that may not be your belief system at all. So it was an interesting conversation with her, and I think I made progress with her in her understanding that you are living in a different time. And that the things that your family would do would not be the things that her family would have done. Because she was all about work and chores and getting things done and things being in order and on time, and everything was very strict.
I can see why she would be annoyed, I think, especially like we do not have a strict schedule here. You know, I'm sure she's probably the one that was opening the door to Thomas's room because he would be on his video games forever. And yeah, that would probably be annoying when there's wood to stack and there's things to do. Makes me feel like I'm going to have to step it up now and like create a schedule of some kind for her. So she's like, okay, they've caught on now.
Sometimes people just want the ghost to go away. In other times, like in this case,
I think it'd be sad if they left now.
Exactly, yeah.
That's great. I appreciate you both coming and helping us out here and answering those questions for us. So that's nice. It's peace of mind. It's great.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Could these mysterious events simply be the creaks and groans of an old house showing its age? Or are they evidence of an invisible resident? Proof of a meddling spirit intent on keeping the family in line.
Executive producer Johanna Elliott. Supervising producer Jennifer Comeau. Series director Donna Davies. Hosts Mark Jolly and Laura Warren. Director of photography Charlie Benoit. Integrated described video consultant Ron Rickford. Development and production executive Andrew Morris. Director programming AMI TV Brian Perdue. Vice President Content Development and Programming John Melville. President and CEO David Arrington. Ocean Entertainment Limited.
Produced in association with AMI.